right, students at PCE, today we're going to be doing a card deck exercise. So we got 4 different exercises. They are push-ups, sit-ups or crunches, depending on what you want to do, squats, and lunges. So you'll see they're each associated with a different card. But before we can get into that, we have to make sure that we're doing the right technique. Most importantly, we want to do the right technique so that we stay safe when we're doing the activities. Doing something improperly can lead to injury. We want to make sure that we're doing everything correctly so we can stay safe and we can stay fit. So I'm going to show you the techniques for the 4 activities we're doing today. So we're going to start off with a squat. When we do a squat, we want our feet shoulder width apart. So I want to make sure my feet, if I'm hanging my arms straight down, my feet are right in line with them, toes facing forward. And then when you go down, I like to have my hands in front of me for balance. When you go down, your knees stay right at toe height and your butt pushes out. I like to keep my hands out for balance, like you can see. And then you come right back up. So, all right, so a side view of a squat. Remember, shoulder width apart with your feet, toes facing forward, and you're gonna watch my knees particularly and how much I stick out my bottom. You're gonna watch to see that my knees aren't gonna go past my toes. So, if you watch, bring it down, you can see right there and how far I'm out, nice and balanced with my arms, and then up. So, that's squat. We're going to move on to a good push-up. So, with a good push-up, we're going to start with our hands on the ground, all the way out. And you're going to be straight, just like how I'm standing. So, I want my body nice and straight, which means you got to activate those core muscles, keep them nice and tight. So, if you watch, when I do a push-up, I'm going to start down low. You can see that my hands are just a little bit wider than shoulder width. And when I go down, you'll see that my body stays nice and straight. So I'm going to go down and up. When you go down, you keep your nose down. Your nose should just be a few inches off the floor. Down and up. Nice, smooth motion. Now, if you watch it from the side, you're going to see how nice and straight my body is. That's the most important part, and taking your time and going slow. So, start down, hands just a little bit wider than my shoulders, and I'm just going to go nice and slow. So, that is a good form on a push-up. Make sure you practice that. All right, now I'm going to show you the proper technique for a lunge. So first and foremost, unlike a squat, my knees and feet are going to be right here, centered under my hips. And I'm going to take a nice step forward. So you're going to take a good step forward. So you can see, taking a decent sized step forward, because you're going to want to keep your knee right above your foot. And then you go down. Notice how my knee doesn't go all the way to the floor. Come up, step back. Then you're going to switch legs, step out, knee, just like a squat, is over your toes. Now, from a side angle view, you'll see how I keep nice and straight and where my knees are at. So there's 2 things I want you to focus on right now. So I'm going to take a step forward. Watch how my knee right here, right above my toes still. Nice 90-degree angle in my back leg. Come back up. Always nice and straight through the core of my body and my shoulders. And that is proper technique for a squat or a lunge. Now, last one we have for today is a crunch or a sit-up. So there's a couple ways to do this. First and foremost, you gotta sit down. I know it's nice and cold out here, so find a good warm place to go sit down. Knees at a nice 90-degree angle. And you'll lay down on your back. A crunch, you're just gonna bring your shoulders up off the ground. I find it easier to have my hands crossed across my chest, and you just come up, leaving the lower part of your back on the floor. If you feel like doing a full squat or a full sit-up, come all the way up and give your dog a scratch on the head. Come all the the way down. Now, that's probably the easiest one. It's up to you whether you want to do a sit-up all the way up like this, or a crunch, which remember is just shoulders up off the floor. If you're having trouble keeping your feet on the ground, there's a nice easy way to do that. You can see here I got my grill. I can just put my toes right underneath it, push into it. It's going to keep my feet on the ground. You could use the couch, you could use anything in your house where you can slip your toes underneath to help you keep your feet on the ground. All right? So, we're going to move on to our card deck. So as you can see here, there's a couple different exercises for different types of cards. So, whenever one of these suits is drawn, that's the exercise you're going to do. The amount on the card tells you how many you're going to do. So, for example, top 5 cards I've already pre-planned. So if I pull Jack of Diamonds, any face card like this is 10. Queen, another face card, that's 10. Now we get a little tricky. Ace. Ace is not 1, it's 11. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. And so if we draw any card, so we'd be doing 3 or we'd be doing 7. So I'm going to shuffle the cards real fast and we're going to go through and we're going to do these. Alright, so make sure you practice the exercises before we do this. I know my dog might have got there, Mr. Dave might have distracted you, so make sure if you didn't watch it or you weren't sure about the technique, you go back and rewatch that, practice these. So we're going to shuffle our cards real quick, make sure that this is fair for everybody, and we're going to draw some cards. So make sure, remember ace is 11, any face card, jack, king, queen, they're 10. Every other card, 2 through 10, is the number value on the card. So we're going to get started right now. So our first card, 5 of diamonds. So we're going to be doing 5 lunges. Make sure alternating sides on that. Go ahead and pause the video. Get started on that one. Next, we've got 6 of hearts. So you're going to be doing 6 squats. So make sure those shoulders are even with your feet, toes pointed forward. Go ahead and pause the video and get started on that. Alright, next we have 3 of clubs. So you're going to be doing 3 push-ups. Make sure those hands are just a little wider than your shoulders and give it a go. Pause and go ahead and get started on that. Our next card is 3 of hearts. So you'll be doing 3 squats. Go ahead and pause the video, get started with that. Next we have a 9 of diamonds. It's quite a bit, but 9 lunges. Make sure your back leg is 90 degrees and your knee doesn't touch the ground. Go ahead and pause the video, get started on that one. Alright, next card is King of Diamonds. 10 lunges. Go ahead, pause the video, get started on that. Alright, ooh, lots of diamonds. Jack of Diamonds, so 10 lunges again. Alright, 4 of diamonds. Man, we're on a roll with diamonds today. Next, King of Clubs, so 10 push-ups. Alright, finally get a new one. 4 of spades, so make sure you're doing those right. Sit-ups or crunches, remember it's your choice. Go ahead and pause the video, get started on that. Alright, 10 of spades, so 10 sit-ups or crunches. And last but not least, Queen of Clubs. So that's 10 push-ups. That's it for today, friends. We'll be back with some more tomorrow. Have a good day.